Someday you may be a parent, or your parent may get sick and need full-time care, or you may receive a cancer diagnosis. Now, when you think of these things, do you think about going to work? But what happens if you can't work? Wouldn't it be nice if you could take leave, continue to get paid, and have a job to go back to afterward? I hope by the end of this talk you'll agree that the United States needs some nationwide form of paid family leave with job protection. Sociologist Brene Brown says we are hardwired to connect with others. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. And most developed nations seem to understand that, in part by providing paid family leave. I'm going to share with you my research on the U.S. leave policies. I'm going to share with you how important this time can be from my own experience as a mother and granddaughter. And I'm going to propose that paid leave benefits both corporations and society. So where does the U.S. stand on leave right now? The Department of Labor has the Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993, also known as FMLA, which provides 8 weeks of leave and job protection, but no pay. It's also only available to some employees. It's not available to new employees, part-time employees, or employees of small businesses. The Department of Commerce has the 2019 Federal Employees Paid Leave Act, which allows 12 weeks of paid parental leave, but only for some federal employees. President Biden attempted to put through the American Families Plan, which did have a clause for 12 weeks of paid protected leave, but as it made its way through Congress, that leave was reduced to just 4 weeks. It's embarrassing. The New York Times points out that we are just 1 in 7 nations that do not have some form of nationwide paid maternity leave. And Jackson Brainerd points out that the median international paid leave time is 42 weeks. That is 10 months of time to bond with a child. Now, I won't insult you with a simple bandwagon argument. Instead, let's talk about how leave affects families. It's a stressful enough time when you're caring for a new child, you're sick, or your loved one is sick. It's not a fair burden to also have to worry about losing your income, losing your health benefits, or not having a job to go back to. If you return to work too soon after a child comes into your life, it can disrupt bonding. It can increase your guilt and anxiety at work, and it can increase the chances, the risks of psychiatric dysfunction in the child. Workers unable to take time off to help an ailing family member risk having more absences from work, feeling guilt about missing time with their loved one, and their loved one's health may decline more rapidly. I was privileged to be able to stay at home with my kids and care for them full time by working from home. And I will tell you, it allowed me to breastfeed and form a trust-filled relationship with my children. I was able to witness my grandmother taking care of my grandfather at the end of his life. It was such a special time for the two of them, and it was only possible because she was already retired. Right now, I have a coworker with a recent cancer diagnosis, and she is spending her time trying to figure out how she will support her family, how she will keep her medical benefits, and how she can then also undergo treatment. So leave is not only important to families, but also benefits companies and society. Companies can see improved employee relations. They can build corporate loyalty. They can reduce their turnover and their training costs. Paid leave is good for society because it can improve overall mental health, and it lowers the risk of homelessness, which can sometimes be instigated by one health crisis. So now that you've learned about paid leave, you may wonder, why is this legislation so hard to push through? Some say it's too expensive, or that it's socialism, or that workers will lose opportunities. Well, would paid leave strain companies or taxpayers? Well, no. If designed correctly, it would be something we all contribute to and we all can benefit from. Is it socialism? Well, only if Social Security, unemployment, and disability are. And will workers lose job opportunities? Only if there is bias against people who take leave. So I've exposed our country's failure to provide paid family leave. I've told you why that leave is important to families, companies, and society, and I've rebutted some of the arguments made against it. I hope that you agree that having the opportunity to bond with family member at the beginning or end of life is very important, and that the U.S. should have a mechanism to support that experience.